Oh god, this might be a really fucking bad idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Good morning. So, it is October in New Hampshire and it is freaking cold out. But today I am doing Mount Flume, or attempting to do Mount Flume, via the Flume Slide Trail, which is one of the 4,000 footers, and I have not done it yet. And according to all of the internet information reviews, it is a very difficult trail, or there's at least a very difficult section of the trail. And everybody says how hard it is, slippery rocks, whatever, and do not do it when it's wet. And it's definitely gonna be wet today. It's been raining off and on, I think, the past few days. It was supposed to be clear today. It is right now, but now it's looking like there is a chance of rain today. So, might be a fucking dumb idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So today has the potential of being like an 8 to 10 mile hike, I think. If I just go up to Flume and back down, that should be about 8 miles. But if that section is wicked sketchy and I don't feel like coming back down it, then I might go like across and up to Mount Liberty, which I've done before, and then down the Liberty Springs Trail instead. And that trail sucks. I hate that trail. It's like steady, steep, rocky, but it would be safer, I think, than the Flume Slide Trail coming down. So if I go that way, then it'll probably be more like a 10-mile hike, I think. I've been in your waters. Okay, so one of the reasons that I picked this trail, even though it was gonna be wet and slippery, or actually because it was gonna be wet and slippery, was because this company, ALEADER, I think it's pronounced, reached out to me and wanted to know if I would accept a free pair of like shoes, water shoes kind of, in exchange for a video review. So it's basically like a outdoor adventure water shoe kind of thing. Usually I'm skeptical about those types of offers just because I don't really want to be reviewing products that I wouldn't use or need. But this actually worked out perfect because I would say like a river crossing / camp shoe type of thing was the one piece of gear on the Appalachian Trail that I never really figured out, something that I loved. I went through 3 different pairs of camp shoes and didn't really love any of them. So I was happy to accept. The shoes came in a couple of weeks ago originally. They came from China, but they were a little too big, which actually was my own fault. I thought it was more of a hiking shoe, and so I said size 8, 8.5. And then when I got them, I realized they're more of a water shoe, like you don't wear socks with them. So they were too big. So they sent me another pair immediately. These are size 7 and they fit perfect. So anyway, I don't think they're really meant to be like aggressive hiking shoe, but I figure if I'm gonna do a review on a shoe, I'm gonna put them to the test. So I'm gonna attempt this 8 to 10 mile very aggressive hike in these shoes today that were probably not meant for this, but that's why I wanted to pick something that would be kind of rocky, wet, and slippery to see how they do on that kind of terrain, because that's really what they're meant for. So I'm wearing them now. I did bring my actual Solomon hiking shoes and some socks as a backup just in case, because like I said, this might not be the best idea. So the beginning of the hike was pretty easy actually. Now I'm getting to the sketchier parts where I just came up like a lot of really loose rocks. Doesn't look that steep, but it's definitely gotten way steeper. And then now, here's what I'm looking at. Like getting to the more wet, slabby, no grip kind of rocks. So I don't know how well I'll be able to video. I would prefer to pay attention and not die. So I'll do it again. Okay, I'm getting there, I think. Actually get a nice little view. I can't see it. Anyway, came up a lot of the sketchy, slabby shit. Now I'm at a crossroads where I'm not really sure which way I'm supposed to go. The blazes have been like super faded, if they're there at all. So it sort of looks like that way. There's the little trail, but it just looks like a rocky cliff over there. And then behind me, that sort of looks like it could be a trail. I don't know. I'm gonna try that way and see if it's right. Made up to Flume, still got a view, not sucked in yet. So actually that wasn't as bad as I thought. The last mile was like intense, but as far as like being sketchy, it definitely was, but I had worse expectations, I think. I probably could go back down it, but since it's nice out, and I'm enjoying myself, I think I'm gonna pop over to Liberty. I'll take an actual break up there and abuse my knees down the Liberty Springs trail. So I made it up to Liberty. I got a whiteout on one side and a view, if you can see, on the other. Eating some lunch. This is like a Rice Krispie treat. Cinnamon churro, so good. So while I'm up here and while I was on the topic of shoes today, I thought I would run through a quick gear list for day hiking, because I don't think I've done that before. So, real quick, what I'm wearing is my Columbia long sleeve top and bottom base layer. And then I've got my Patagonia like zip up sweatshirt. Already talked about my ALEADER water shoes, which are working out great so far. I'll keep you posted. Then in my pack, I've got my Solomon hiking shoe and then my favorite Darn Tough, like really high, thick socks. Also for extra layers in my pack, I've got my North Face rain jacket and then my Eastern Mountain Sports puffy jacket, because I thought it was gonna be really cold, but it's really not too bad. Those are all in my Hyperlite Mountain Gear pod. Then I've got my Hyperlite Mountain Gear pack, the Daybreak. I think it's 17 liters, so that's what I use as my day pack. And then I've also been using it lately for travel. I freaking love that pack, love that company. On my pack, I've got my Z-Packs like shoulder pouch thing, which I had on the AT, that I keep my phone and my sunglasses in there. Also on my pack, I've got my little bubble compass, and then I've got my water, So I'm carrying 2 smart water bottles, and then everybody always asks on my hiking videos like what that little carabiner thing is that holds the water bottle in the front. I don't know what it is, but I got it in Gatlinburg when I was on the AT at a store called the Dayhike. So it's just like a little carabiner that like goes around the neck of the water bottle. I'm sure you can find something similar on Amazon. Also in my pack, I've got my water filter, Sawyer squeeze, and then my CNOC bladder. I brought enough water today. I don't think I'll need to use it, but always good to have. I've got my little first aid kit, which has like toe warmers and fire starters and just like assorted small safety items. I've got a map, a trail map, and then I always take a picture of where I'm hiking so I have it on my phone so it's just easier access. And then I've got my food, so I'm not carrying nearly as much food as I used to eat on the AT, but a couple little snacks. And then for electronics, I mentioned my phone. I also have my Canon G7X Mark II, which I love. I did break the screen when I was in LA last time, but it still works. And I'm carrying my GoPro, but I haven't used it. Don't know if I'm gonna today. So I think that is everything that I brought. Obviously it just depends on where I'm hiking in the season. So this is for fall in New England. All right, I'm getting more and more socked in and a little bit chilly. So I think I'm gonna head down the Liberty Springs Trail. Wish me luck. White blazes, I'm back on the Appalachian Trail. So I'm passing by Liberty Springs tent site, which we stayed at on the Appalachian Trail, and it's just funny. I remember it so clearly. It's me, Luke, and Yelp. There's a freaking million people here. There's tent platforms, and the 3 of us went on the same platform that there was a tarp already set up. And then the next morning we were all pumped to hike Franconia Ridge, and it was just cold and rainy and miserable. So anyways, it's weird because it's like a ghost town right now. So, as I'm getting closer and closer to my car, I thought I would start talking about the shoes a little bit, what I think. I'll take them off and analyze them a little bit closer once I get to my car. But, yeah, I don't know, my feet feel good. I did the whole hike in them, so there's that. One thing is, like, you can definitely feel the terrain under your feet a little bit. I mean, like, for a water shoe, they've got a really thick, like, sturdy sole to them, but not as much as like a hiking shoe. So you could definitely like feel the terrain under your feet. It not so much that it hurt or anything. If anything, I think it was kind of good. Like, they're not like a stabilizing shoe, but I kind of felt more stable and balanced with them because I could feel like what I was stepping on. I did do one little attempt at a river crossing with them, but the water was really cold, so I didn't go too crazy with that. So they were fine. They feel like they dried out pretty quickly. And then on like some of the wet, slippery rocks, they did really good. No complaints. I stubbed my toe once, but there's like, the sole kind of comes up and over the front of your toes, so didn't hurt. Yeah, I don't know how you review stuff, if I'm supposed to give it a score or something. 10 out of 10. Alright, I've made it back to my car. Let's check out these shoes. So, my feet aren't even muddy. Or not bad. That's kind of surprising since I went through a bunch of mud. look at the shoes. Okay, so a little dirty, but intact. Weirdly though, that was all red before I started. I don't know if they do that on purpose, so you know if it's wearing down. So yeah, they're intact. I would definitely wear them again. Maybe not for my like normal hiking shoe, but definitely for a camp river crossing shoe, or maybe occasionally hiking in the rain, or other outdoor adventures that are wet. Okay, it's only just after 1:30, so that took me like 5.5 hours for about 10 miles, so that's pretty good. It was a good hike. It was actually really fun. I would definitely do it again. I don't think Luke has done either of those mountains, so I'm sure I will be back. I've done Liberty before, but I had never done Flume. So of my 48 4,000 footers, I think that might have been number 30, 38, 39, I'm not sure. I gotta check on that, but I've got like 9, 10, 11, something like that left. So anyways, good day. I'm gonna drive home. Got a 2-hour drive ahead. I will see you guys on the next video.